Hey!
Hey, how are you?
Hey, welcome to the Fast and the Furious recap.
Oh, good. I'm so excited.
As you see by my background.
Can't get enough Dom. I know.
Oh, family, dude. It's all about family.
Is it
All
though?
about family. Yes.
Is it?
It's about. Nope, that's not report. Hold on. I'm trying to share the Twitch one too and the Facebook one and the other John over
Oh,
there.
you're a good sharer, Frank.
I can be.
One of the best sharers I've ever seen.
That's what I was told once upon a time.
Oh.
Good at sharing. Anyway, hey, how are you? It's been a while.
It has. I had a crazy week last week, so I couldn't make it, and I guess something happened. You guys weren't able to go last week.
No. There's some internet problems.
I was looking forward to listening in. I would have been free a little bit after we would have started. Instead of, I didn't know what time it was going to be free. So
you'd have been able to slide right in.
Maybe.
That would have been fun. Yeah, there was internet problems on my friend Shannon was going to pop on and say hello and do a little chit chatting with me for a little bit, but she had some super bad internet issues. So
I'm glad that we found the geek spot this week, and everybody that joined us did too.
There it is.
But yeah, I was playing all over the place last weekend. Was not watching Fast 9.
Yes, how was your last 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks ago I was running around. I was in Ocean City, Maryland. I was in
Oof, no, thank you.
I played Nick's Roast Beef. You and the crew came out, which was nice to see you.
Yes, we didn't even get to talk about that.
No. Then I did some other stuff and did a nice adult vacation where I went to just a lot of appointments and did a lot of adult stuff. Got that huge tree out of my yard. It was crazy.
I saw the pictures of that.
They were cutting like 10 to 12 foot sections of tree and just throwing them over the house with the crane. It was crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then this weekend, Friday I had another gig. Saturday, we did the Nailed It challenge. Nailed It at home. So have you ever watched the show Nailed It on Netflix?
You know the obvious answer to that?
Yeah. Have you ever watched a baking show?
No.
Okay. Have you ever seen the post where somebody tries to recreate one of those fancy cakes and it looks like they just took a crap on a plate and go, nailed it?
Yes.
So there's a whole show about that.
Oh. Okay.
On the intranets or on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's hosted by Nicole Byers. It's hilarious.
Okay.
So anyway, they do a home challenge where you can order the stuff and they send you the recipe and the directions, and people all over the country log into Zoom and all go and make it. And, you show it off at the end. So the family and I did that. Apparently, hey, Kimmy, apparently their internet was not really working well. So they're supposed to have it at 3 on Saturday. Fever is the name of the company because I have no problem calling them out. The Fever Events, they failed to communicate to anybody that there was an error until about 2 hours later.
Oh, that sucks.
Meanwhile, all these people were set to go at this time to live stream with their kids. There was like prep work. You had to bake the cakes in advance. And we just went ahead and did it, as did a lot of families, because I found them all on Facebook complaining. You could also find the hashtag failed it. Failed it at home, I think is what they did. So you can look that up. But yeah, so we had a good time though. We went and did it ourselves, and we made a crab and a shark and a pufferfish.
That's just kind of awesome.
Yeah, it was good times, man.
So what do? You film the whole thing? Like
you're supposed to be on Zoom and there's special guests and you watch everybody else on Zoom and a big gallery view all making your stuff.
Gotcha.
But they didn't start it, like I said, till 5:15, and we were like, well, we're done, and that's
Right.
2 hours after we were gonna start, so we're
Wow.
good.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll try the next one. Hopefully, they said they got hacked.
Oh, I
I
hate
was
when that
like,
happens.
I'm sorry, I've set up Zoom calls before for 500 people, and it
Mm.
takes like a minute and a half.
Yeah, it's not really that hard.
No, especially not when you already have like an email list.
Right.
So that was about it. I watched some TV. Batwoman had her big finale last night.
Yeah? I
Dude,
heard that's a good show.
it's
Again.
so much better this season. So much better.
I'll catch
Um,
up on that.
it reminds me of Gotham now.
Oh, hi Jack. And Kim.
Hey, other Jack.
Other Jack.
Or do you have to respond to him? Is that how you respond to Jack? So yeah, so much better of a show. And they're now down to like three cast members from season 1.
Yeah, I did read that the dad is leaving after
Hey,
this
Doug Ray
season.
Scott,
Yes, that's the guy.
who was a little too well known for this show anyway.
Yeah, that happens.
But you got a few more minutes with the new Kate, and you realize that it was Ruby Rose that destroyed the entire show for the first season.
No shit, really?
Yeah, there was no chemistry with her and anybody.
I definitely will catch up on that. I have a nice dead period of time coming up soon.
Yeah, you get like 5 minutes with her and Sophie, and it's better than a full season with Ruby Rose and her.
Oh.
Just
Nice.
like they actually like click. But yeah, I would recommend that'll be on Netflix soon or HBO Max soon. I think that streams HBO Max.
Yeah, they think they moved all the CW stuff over there, right?
No, a lot of it still streams first to Netflix.
Okay.
All depends on the streaming contracts, but Batwoman came out and I think was the first one that streams directly to HBO Max.
Gotcha. It wasn't a boring last 2 weeks. I don't remember the Friday before. I remember we came out to see you, and then after we saw you, it was like, hey, let's go to this place or this place, and I went, I'll meet you there, and went home.
Sounds right.
Sleep. Food was amazing at Nick's. The food was amazing.
Oh, is that Father? Oh, Kimmy watched Fatherhood this weekend. We're behind on that. That's with Kevin Hart, I think.
Okay. Okay, look, boom, there we go. This weekend was a little more. Friend came from out of town. Your old drummer. You did work with him, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to remember the pieces that all fit together because it's been so many years.
Yeah, he and I left at the same time.
That's right. I remember that. Oh, I remember that night.
And then he became a vampire.
He didn't walk out of Benny's on his own 2 feet.
Not a surprise.
No. Well, that was most nights anyway. But Jimmy Wooten came up and said, Ice Road Truckers? Jack? Is he watching Ice Road Truckers?
Is that the latest Liam Neeson movie about?
Oh, is that a Liam? So
it sounds like a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah, maybe that is. Yeah, did that Friday and then Saturday. I just kind of did a stay at home and not watch anything. But I will tell you this: Dillon Panthers won the state championship
again.
Friday Night Lights again.
I feel like they keep winning it every time you watch that show.
They win it every couple of weeks.
It's crazy.
No, I just kind of zipped through certain little parts of that just to kind of, I wasn't in the mood.
Just to avoid watching.
I wasn't
to avoid watching anything else.
I wasn't in the mood to sit and watch anything like full bloat yet. I'm getting
like Mythic Quest season finale was last week.
I got plenty of time for that.
Another fantastic show that tied up.
I'm halfway through season 1 or almost done season 2.
Tied up great.
Almost done season 1. I'm sorry. Yeah. I have news on that. I have news on that coming up. So yeah. And then now we're back, and then we're doing the whole thing with the thing. Yeah. You know who else is back? As I segue expertly.
Backstreet.
Jack. I'm looking at the thing. John Wick 4
Oh,
has just gotten underway. Manifest. Manifest, they canceled that, right?
I'm so pissed.
But the showrunner, I read something about that, but I didn't put it in my thing. He promised to tie up every loose end no matter how long it takes. How's he going to do that, Jack?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would.
Jax.
Uh,
Plural.
I mean, I watched it when it was on regular TV,
Right.
and then it debuted on Netflix like the week of the finale this year, and was the #1 show on Netflix for like at least a week and a half, and then they
Okay.
canceled it, and Netflix said no, we don't want to pick it up because
That's
it's after the Netflix cutoff. Netflix usually
oh,
only does 3 seasons of a lot of shows because of the 4th season you rework everybody's contract.
right.
Same reason that it's a huge cast.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 5 to 6 regulars plus 5 to 15 other recurring characters.
Jack's not happy with that one over there, huh?
No.
No.
No, I mean, look, he had the original Fandral,
Who?
Josh Dallas, who's Fandral in the first Thor movie before Zachary Levi took over.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or vice versa. Might have been vice versa.
Me? Yeah.
He was also Prince Charming on Once Upon a Time.
Okay. That I watched a little bit of.
Not surprised.
I watched like 3. I watched up until the Elsa. I watched up until right before the Elsa season.
Oh, look at you. I watched the first like 2.
Do you know why I watched it? Funny enough, the guy that played Rumpelstiltskin
Yeah.
was in Stargate Universe.
Mm.
And I liked him enough from that I decided, let's give this fairy tale show a try and tap out when they got to Elsa.
It's impressive.
But John Wick 4 is underway, and they're going to be that's got a as of now release date of May 27, 2022. So I have plenty of time to see John Wick 3.
You do. John Wick 3 was fun.
Yes.
All of those movies are fun. I can't say
are.
any of them are good, but they're all like super fun. What did you do something else?
I did go to see Fast 9, my first movie
Oh.
back in the theater. Let me tell you what. When you walk up to the front of the popcorn line, and there's 7, 8 people in line, you walk up to the counter, and they're like, "Did you pre-order?" And you go, "I did so." And they go, "What's your name?" And you go, "Frank." And he hands you a bag with your popcorn and your pretzel plates in it. That's winning.
Nice.
Pre-ordering is the move.
I'll work on that for 2 weeks out.
Yeah, I gotta get my Black Widow tickets this week and pre-order. I can't decide though. Dolby Atmos or the other one. What's the other one? The other super 4K one.
Well, they have IMAX for one of those.
That's the one. IMAX or Dolby.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them, and I can't decide which one I want to watch it on.
Well, IMAX is a better screen.
Right, and Dolby's the better sound, but supposed to be a better picture also, or something.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a different format. It's not the extended
Okay.
format. IMAX is the wider screen, so you get more shot.
More Scarlett.
Maybe
more Florence.
Maybe more.
Definitely more David Harbour.
More Hopper. I was going to say, yeah.
Transformers 7.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this counting Bumblebee's Transformers 6?
It might be. This is Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Okay.
So this will take place after Bumblebee in 1994 in the whole universe. The official
before
title,
all the other movies.
Correct. Before the Witwickies.
Yeah.
So this movie will introduce audiences to new factions of Transformers, including the Predacons, the Terrorcons, and the Maximals. Are you familiar with the 3 of those?
The Predacons sound familiar.
Yeah, they're like...
Those were like the wolf and crap, weren't they?
Well, those are the Manimals. Maximals. Manimal was that awful 80s TV show that I watched.
Wow.
You remember Manimal?
No, but I've heard about it.
Please Google Manimal.
No.
Make sure you just Google Manimal the TV show. Let me rephrase that. You Google Manimal and so there is an Optimus Primal and Ron Perlman will be the voice of Optimus Primal.
Okay.
Yeah. He actually voiced that on the animated Transformer Power of the Primes. So far, according to IMDb, Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, Luna Lauren Velez, and the original Optimus Prime voice, Peter Cullen, are in this movie. This is live action, same as before.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
Bumblebee was fun.
Bumblebee was fun.
I don't know why you wouldn't keep going with that kind of storyline. I don't know why you need to bump it up like 10 years.
Yeah, and then just add in all these other
yeah, I thought it was I thought it was great telling the smaller story.
Same.
Right,
this is like a grander thing now.
No, yeah, what you tell Bumblebee, and then you have Bumblebee finding finding the rest of them as he goes, and you build up the team. You don't need to find
these guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of factions.
It is.
Have them find the more fun ones. Have them find like Mirage.
Yeah. Ironhide. Jazz.
Prowler.
Jazz. Yeah. Knives Out 2. Okay. From our buddy Ryan Johnson, who we all love.
Knives Out 1 was great. Did you see it, Frank?
I have. I just missed seeing that one.
By a touchdown in the end zone from the
a little bit. It was right
Dylan
there by
Panthers.
the 3-point line.
Yeah.
This has begun production. So far, the cast is Catherine Hahn, Dave Bautista, Daniel Craig is returning, Jessica Henwick, Edward Norton, Kate Hudson, Madeline Klein, Leslie Odom Jr., and Janelle Monáe.
It's a good cast.
All of those names right also.
I mean, yeah, your only returning character is going to be Daniel Craig because it's like
correct.
It's a detective. It's his new James Bond, but you can be old and don't have to do anything.
Right.
James Bond is
probably loving. Plot details are kept under wraps still, but Odom confirmed weeks ago that production was on the precipice of starting up. The movie will debut on Netflix early in 2022. So Knives Out 2 and 3 are going right to Netflix.
Right.
That was the deal they did, I'm assuming.
They paid him all the money.
Hey, good for them, right?
Yeah, and honestly, those shows are fine. I mean, I think we're going to see a move in general to, your big blockbusters go to the movie theater, but your smaller stories don't need to.
Right. Where am I at? I am over here. And so, did you see the thing about Supernatural?
Which one?
Okay, so apparently there's a prequel series called The Winchesters.
Right, it's going to be the parents.
Right. So Jensen Ackles announced this. It's going to be a prequel series produced by Jensen Ackles and his wife Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to focus on the young versions of Sam and Dean's parents, John and Mary Winchester. Ackles will reprise his role as Dean to provide narration for the show. What they forgot or intentionally didn't do was they didn't tell Jensen. I'm sorry, they didn't tell Jared that they were doing this. Jared got upset and then went on Twitter and was kind of like hemming and hawing a little bit about it.
Right.
Everybody made up though, so we're all good.
Well, to be fair, Jared's the new Texas Walker Ranger, so if he plays his cards right, he's probably has another 5 to 10 year run on his hands like he did with Supernatural.
Right. But I guess I can understand if they're gonna they spent what 15 years on that show
at least, yeah.
Right, and because that show started after Smallville and kept going past it, right? It started a little bit after Smallville.
It started on the
Smallville.
On UPN 57.
Right, but it started when Smallville was still on.
It started season 4 of Smallville because he left Smallville to go.
Right.
To do that show is after he was coach. What's his name?
Yep.
Coach McShortpants.
Yes. I forget the
coach's name. I think that was his official name on the show.
It was. Yeah. But they're all buddy again, and they all,
Oh, good.
They got over their little Twitter.
I was really pretty worried.
Yeah, I was sweating that one too. Turner and Hooch. We talked about that before. How it's coming to Disney Plus.
We did.
So it's not a reboot of Turner and Hooch. It's a
It's just
continuation of Turner and Hooch.
without
So,
Turner or Hooch.
well, wait. So the Disney Plus continuation stars Josh Peck as Scott Turner's son, Scott Turner. That's pretty good, right? I mean, I can't complain. I named my son this, Frankie. But anyway, he is a U.S. Marshal who inherits a French Mastiff after his father's death.
Okay.
Tom Hanks's character's dead. Dies.
Well, that's fine.
Right.
He was a cop in the 80s.
Dead. He's dead.
I can't say that's crazy.
No, but it's just, hey, he's dead. So that's what that is. That's going to be. I don't have a date on that, unfortunately.
I do find it weird that they name every dog Hooch, though. That's bizarre.
You know who the best Hooch was? From Scrubs. The best Hooch was in Scrubs. You didn't see Scrubs?
Nah, some of it.
We'll have to do a Scrubs rewatch together.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where he's like Hooch has been alive for 40 years because his dad just kept buying a new Hooch.
Right.
Every time something happened to the line of duty.
Yep.
Yeah.
What happened to Hooch? Oh, Hooch is right here.
Why is he so small?
Sit? Why isn't Hooch sitting? Well, The Many Saints of Newark. This is something I'm actually kind of looking forward to.
September, right?
Many Saints of Newark, yes. Well, yes. So it's being delayed. This is the prequel to The Sopranos. It's only being delayed a week. So from September 24th to October 1st this year. That's not too bad.
What led to that delay?
It didn't. I didn't say, but I think it has something to do with another movie coming out around the same time.
So Dune got moved by 3 weeks.
That's the one that has something to do. Wait, no, that's next. No, don't skip ahead.
Just because it that took the original date for Dune.
Don't skip ahead on my Dune thing.
I'm not. I'm just telling you that movie took the spot that Dune had.
Well, it's not a movie. This is a HBO Max thing.
It's both.
Oh, it's in the theater too?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that I didn't know. So this is all right. So this is a prequel.
Yeah, this is a movie.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a series. Oh, now I'm depressed. But so wait. So okay. So the prequel, Many Saints of Newark, will explore the universe of The Sopranos during the 1967 Newark riots. It's going to feature the reign of the DeMeo crime family and the rise of young gangsters. The film will also look at the life of a young Tony Soprano before he became the crime boss viewers grew to love. James Gandolfini's son Michael will play Tony Soprano as a young man.
Right.
It also stars Alessandro Nivola, Leslie Odom Jr. He's in all kinds of things. John Barenthal of Punisher fame. Corey Stoll, Billy Magnuson, Michael DeRossi, John Magaro, Ray Liotta, who I am assuming will be an older crime boss because
he's older.
He's older. And Vera Fami.
Oh yeah, she's
Farmiga.
Good.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say next. Dune has been pushed back 3 weeks and will now open in late October. The spice will flow eventually, one of these days before it gets pushed again.
Yeah. So thoughts with that are, one with the Sopranos thing. I don't know why it's taken so long to come out because they filmed it before the pandemic, like way before the pandemic.
Yeah. I don't know why they're pushing it. I mean, are they trying to push it to like capitalize on the people going back to the movies? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean Fast 9 did 70 million.
Your Sopranos fans aren't getting any younger.
Yeah, that's true. We're not.
But the Dune thing. So Dune was originally slated to come out the October 1st. The James Bond movie comes out the 9th or the 8th, like the following week.
Okay.
So they didn't want Dune as a big blockbuster to bump up against Bond that way. So now they pushed it to 2 weeks after Bond comes out, but it's only 2 weeks before. It's only going to be 2 weeks before the Eternals comes out now. So it's very crowded, and I think Venom's in that stretch too.
I believe so.
It's getting very crowded from a release standpoint this fall. where there will be something for everyone pretty much every week coming out in the movie theaters.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing for us. Because I'll actually see things in the theater, which is odd.
Well, you don't have a choice.
That's true.
You can't multitask there.
Well,
and you already paid for it.
That's true. Yeah, but I'm technically already paid for all this shit that I'm not watching. Anyway,
but you're watching the other stuff that you paid for. You have more choices with what you watch that you paid for.
Oh, sorry, I closed the page I needed.
Oh, good.
For my next. Yeah, here we go. All right. Jason Blum, he's a producer. He has revealed that legendary horror novelist Stephen King read and enjoyed the script for the long-awaited Firestarter remake.
This is different than the Christine remake that he's doing.
This is different than the Christine remake, yes.
Okay. This one's about a match.
This is not about a match. This
logs.
Yes. No.
Oh.
No. This movie was actually first announced in 2010 and has just now gotten underway.
Oh, good.
Filming has started. The cast of the new movie. Did you ever see the original?
Maybe.
Back in '84. It's the one with Drew Barrymore.
It's been a minute. If I did.
David Keith, Drew Barrymore, Freddie Jones, Heather Locklear was in it.
I'm betting there was fire involved.
Yes.
I don't know that.
Sheen and George C. Scott played John Rainbird. John Rainbird, freaking psychopath. I love that was a great movie. I enjoyed that movie. So in the new movie, Zac Efron will be playing the David Keith role of Andrew McGee.
Okay.
Newcomer Ryan Kira Armstrong will play Charlie.
Okay.
Michael Greyeyes will be the lethal John Rainbird. So we got that to look forward to. Eventually,
we do. I bet that'll be really exciting. I mean, Blumhouse makes some good stuff. They make a lot of schlock too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. The original Firestarter had a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb ratings.
Oh, that's a rating.
Yeah. A show you mentioned earlier just wrapped up season 2, Mythic Quest.
It did.
Now, what about season 3? Well, Rob McElhenney says he has no idea for season 3 right now. He's kind of focusing on season 15 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Which is fine, because if you watched all of season 2, season 3 doesn't need to come quick and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They did release an audiobook.
Oh, yeah?
My phone keeps telling me to go get it. Hold on.
He definitely said that he will actually sit down and see about a season 3 when he's done filming It's Always Sunny and he goes to sit in the writer's room. He'll kind of like focus in and see if there's anything there.
So yeah, it's Huzzah, a free Mythic Quest exclusive from Apple TV. Uncovers the story that inspired the game. Read or listen for free on Apple Books.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know Apple Books was the thing either.
Apparently it is, and it's called
What?
Tears of the Inarin is in here.
Oh.
Which is amazing if they actually made that into a book by C.W. Longbottom.
Yep. So I don't remember if we mentioned this before, but Smallville.
Well, we've never mentioned Smallville before.
One of my favorite shows of all time.
Did you know Michael Rosenbaum was on that?
I heard he played Lex Luthor at one point.
He did for not for all 10 seasons though.
Okay, just a couple.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
6.
Sure.
Yeah. Then they brought in Cassidy Freeman, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, animated show. So apparently, Tom Welling in one of those cameos. Have you ever gotten a cameo? Have you ever done any? Yeah. Where'd you get a cameo from?
I've gotten them from Brian Dawkins. I've gotten them from the lead singer of Sister Hazel. I've gotten from Carla, the Top Chef cooking chick.
Okay. Okay.
and one of the hosts of HQ, and a couple people from Big Brother.
Damn, nice. I have not. But I know what Cameo is because I go browsing on the site every so often to see how expensive some of these people are.
Oh, it's nuts.
Yeah. So Tom Welling in a Cameo told someone that he and Rosenbaum are in the process of. That's mine. He and Rosenbaum are in the process of putting together an animated version of Smallville where they're hoping to get the original cast back together. I can see everyone but Allison Mack coming back because she's about to be sentenced for racketeering crimes
Or
this
not.
week. Possible.
She might get off.
She might be. She's not getting off. But
she turned a lot of evidence. We'll see.
Yeah, but she did a lot of.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
It makes for a more compelling season 2 of the show on HBO if she gets off.
Yes.
Because that's all it is now.
Basically. But Kristen Crook, I don't know if she's working.
Well, she and Alan Ritson, who also known as Aquaman, yes. Aqualad, whatever he was on there, and he's a Hawk on the Teen Titans series, which is what you need to watch.
That actually bumped up the list with the whole Crowbar thing when I watched the teaser. That knocked a couple. That went up a couple shows. Yeah. That's right below Battlestar Galactica rewatch, Sons of Anarchy rewatch, and Scrubs rewatch.
Oh, good. They
You hate me.
So the two of them just got cast in a new movie, a new series.
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't remember what it was.
I do not either. So we will see what happens there.
But that would be cool. I guess now Welling has said in the press that he would happily join the DC universe and play Superman opposite Robert Pattinson as Batman because those two are apparently really good friends also.
That's weird.
That's what he said.
I know.
All along, he said he wouldn't put the suit on because he's afraid to be typecast.
Right, but it's been a few years now. He's over being typecast. Is that Titans is coming to TNT? That makes sense.
On July 2nd? July 12th. July 12th. Okay, so I have 2 weeks-ish to catch up on Titans?
Well, that's if you want to watch it with commercials and edits. If you have HBO Max, you can watch it now.
I do. I think I'm still paying.
But I think they did most of those shows, and Doom Patrol, same thing. They're 44-minute shows.
That's not too bad.
Well, no, so they're made for TV with commercials.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because you don't have to edit a lot of scenes out.
Mm-hmm.
If you cut your shows to 44 minutes, because that's how long a regular hour-long show is.
January 2022. Fast and the Furious 10 and 11 go back-to-back filming.
It's super exciting for everybody who wants to see those two movies. And for that guy.
Family.
But is that going to interfere with all of his voiceover work for Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Or is it going to interfere in another passion project that he really wants to make happen? Are you ready for this?
I feel like I know what it is.
Would it be a Fast and the Furious musical?
No.
It would be. That is a passion that he has. He's always wanted to start in a musical. And because he has a family of talented people, he said.
Well, they're family, yeah.
It's all about the family. He's interested when the franchise is over, and he already knows the ending scene of the franchise, he said, of doing a Fast and the Furious musical. I'm all in. Oh, here's all my chips. I'm pushing all my chips in now.
Are you?
Take another spin on the wheel for me.
I mean, only if Lin-Manuel Miranda writes the soundtrack.
Now see, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I think that knocked off the rest of the viewers that we had. George R.R. Martin regrets that Game of Thrones got ahead of his books. And the only comment I have after that is
still ahead of your books because you still haven't written a second one or a fifth or whatever it is.
Yes.
Like you're still behind there, Chief.
Yeah. And now here are the two worst stories I have to bring up. I'm not sure which one of these is actually worse than the other. Part of why I hate Hollywood is Netflix has given the green light to comedian Jerry Seinfeld. Have you heard this yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. I like your reactions. To direct, produce, and star in a film about the invention of the Pop-Tart. The movie, titled Unfrosted, Seinfeld co-wrote the comedy with Spike Fierstein and Barry Marder. It's inspired by a single joke Seinfeld told during his stand-up comedy sets about the significance the snack's creation had on the world. There was an actual auction around getting this movie that lasted for several days, with Netflix coming out on top. This is the reason why we have so many reboots. This right here.
This is also Jerry Seinfeld's first foray into film since B-movie, I believe.
B-movie worked for him, but this is about a Pop-Tart. This is a comedy about Pop-Tarts being created.
To be fair, we did get the Ray, what's his name story with Michael Keaton about McDonald's being founded.
I almost watched that too.
So I mean, it's, we've had these recently.
Well, this is probably worse than that then. This goes back to something you sent me last week that you said that we should talk about. How about a prosthetics animal dating show? The tagline on this article says, "You've got to be kidding me about this new series." Yeah.
Do you have a screenshot of that by any chance?
I don't. I really don't.
Yeah. So this dating show, they're gonna make people dress up like furries basically, but with all these prosthetics on, so you have to get to know the person. And you can't judge them by their appearance because everybody looks silly. But it also seems like everybody then makes puns about the way the other people are made up.
Hang on.
Like the person that's a dolphin, I think, gets puns about their blowhole.
I don't know why I have to do this.
Because I didn't. That would be why. There we go.
There we go. And that's what it is.
Looks amazing, doesn't it?
It looks something.
If you ever wanted to know what happened to one of the dinosaurs from that TV show, it was in that picture.
Netflix has introduced a new dating show called Sexy Beasts that they describe as Love is Blind meets The Masked Singer. Oh my God.
Oh, it sounds amazing, doesn't it?
It produced by All 3 Media, backed by Lion TV. This is a joke, right? Like, this is just a joke.
No.
Backed by Lion
No, and surprise.
TV?
This is why I wanted to make sure we talked about this together, Frank. You're on the first season.
I am?
They'll be coming to your door soon with prosthetics.
Oh, no. If that happened, that would be kind of funny. Catastrophe star and comedian Rob Delaney will narrate.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if this is. Oh, this comes out on the 21st of July.
Oh, look, that's during your empty spot that you have to watch stuff.
It does now. Oh my God.
It'll be the top-rated show on Netflix.
It really will. It will.
100%.
Oh my God, it will.
It's going to be the new Tiger King.
Yes, it will.
Especially when they get Carol Baskin as one of the contestants on it.
Oh my God. I could probably submit a tape and get put on this show.
I think you could. Let's do it.
We'll consider it.
Okay.
Over in the Star Wars land.
Oh.
The Boba Fett. Remember Boba Fett's ship?
Yeah, Slave One.
Yeah, not anymore.
No.
Nope.
It's not called Slave One anymore, is it?
Nope. Disney decided to drop the name, though it hasn't been officially announced. The Lego design directors released this information Disney's moving away from the name Slave One.
Is it going to be Hostage One?
I don't know. I have jokes that I can't tell. I can't go there. There's a new rumor out of the Obi-Wan TV show that Obi-Wan will fight at least one Inquisitor.
I saw that. That's
It makes sense.
yeah, that would be the line. I mean, that's a part of the story we really haven't gotten to delve into outside of the books, the whole Inquisitors.
Yep.
And this story realistically will be running fairly parallel to the Force Awakens game, right?
Yeah, basically.
So, I mean, that would actually be awesome if we got some. I'm hoping they cross over with Cameron Monaghan at some point because, I mean, you have an actor that's still young, that's very fit, that's a great actor that you could bring to live action as Cal. And they reminded us of him. Oh, no, we didn't get him in a Bad Batch. We got
I saw the first 20 minutes of the first episode. So
we got Kanan Jarrus in it.
Right.
The latest Bad Batch has a pretty big reveal.
I saw something, but I didn't delve into it. And honestly, all jokes aside, that's the next thing I'm jumping into. After Loki tomorrow. Nope, tomorrow's Tuesday.
You haven't missed much, honestly.
No, but I still want to watch
Bad
it.
Batch. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this reveal is interesting and sets things up going forward in a different way.
Okay.
It's all about family.
I have nothing. Is Dominic Toretto in it?
He makes somebody from Dominic Toretto's family makes a guest appearance.
That would be the best. That would be the best. If Paul Walker shows up. No.
Wow.
Too early.
Wow.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Did you know that he is? Before I go over to the other thing, that Vin Diesel firmly believes that Paul Walker sent John Cena to him to star in the franchise.
Not that John Cena will star in anything that anybody asked him to.
Right.
I mean, the guy co-hosts Wipeout now.
Right. That has nothing to do with anything. Hey, he's going back to wrestling, okay? He's going to wrestle Roman Reigns, and then The Rock is going to come back to WrestleMania right in time to promote a movie.
He's going to wrestle the guy from Gone in 60 Seconds?
No, not that Roman Reigns.
Oh, well, it was wouldn't it?
Be a hell of a wrestling match.
It wasn't Roman. It was Kit and
whatever.
Kit in Memphis.
His last name was Reigns. John Cena versus Nicolas Cage. That's
what I'm saying. And
yes.
Giovanni, what's his name? Is the tag partner?
Yeah. John Cena don't need no tag partner. You can't.
Robert Duvall can be their manager, dude. It just keeps getting better.
It does. Oh, I'm in, dude. I'm all in. The DC stuff we kind of mentioned with the Batwoman finale. I didn't have anything else. There was another picture released from the Flash movie. We posted the picture of the Supergirl suit.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't hate, but you don't seem to like as much.
It's fine. Whatever.
Right.
I don't think she's going to be in the movie for more than a minute.
And then apparently there was a picture of Bruce Wayne's car. I didn't grab that. It wasn't.
There was. No. It's a slick looking car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like a BMW, late model. There was some news about Shazam. I don't know if anybody saw. So
I did. Go ahead.
So you did. Please. So the actor Michelle Borth, who played the Miss Marvel version of Mary, is no longer in part of the franchise. They've replaced her with Grace Fulton, who played Mary, because Mary, as an actress, in their opinion, is old enough to do both. She looks like what she would look like grown up. So there's no reason to have two different actresses now, which is more similar. In the comics, she didn't really transform as much.
Okay.
Because she was a little bit older, so she didn't have to switch to somebody bigger and stronger. Her physique stayed basically the same when she went and did it. Unlike Billy, who's supposed to be substantially younger.
Right.
And in the Kingdom Come series, this actually tracks because in that comic book, you get an adult Billy Batson who grows up to look just like Shazam.
Well, that makes sense.
Right. So because it's supposed to be their older version. So,
right.
So that's just a little bit of Shazam. And now there is some speculation that Michelle was let go because of some of her stances on things. And
so that's what I
she
saw.
Posted.
Yeah, I saw that.
But either way, I think Grace Fulton will do a great job as both.
I'm looking forward to that movie. They got all new costumes. The whole cast got new costumes. The costumes look great.
Yeah,
They look more in line with the Superman costume. With that
they
like
do.
that, and that's the same thing that they stuck with over on the Flash movie, where it stuck with that same aesthetic for the costume.
Yeah, because I mean, why wouldn't some kid that doesn't have any money and dumpster dives for computer parts make the same costume as the gods, right?
Well, yeah,
And
of course.
similar things they're working with.
Over on the Marvel world, before we get into the Loki
What?
stuff, yeah. This was actually a pretty funny little thing. Scarlett Johansson is married to Colin Jost
Yeah,
from Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. Weekend update. Also
Weekend
the head
Update.
writer on the show.
Yep, pretty funny. I love the weekend updates.
Yeah.
My favorite weekend updates are when they write stuff for each other but don't tell
Oh,
each other, and
yeah.
they get pretty saucy with that. So
Her new
anyway,
brother-in-law is one of the producers of Impractical Jokers too.
oh really?
Casey, he runs the behind the inside the
Oh,
jokes.
I didn't know that. So she says that her husband will not rehearse lines with her for Black Widow. He would not do it. He refused because he wanted no spoilers. So he was filming Tom and Jerry in the same city that she was doing Black Widow stuff, and they would come home from work, and she would say, "Hey, how was your day?" And he would say, "Fine." And then she would start talking about the movie, and he would say, "Shut up," basically, "Shut up, I don't want to hear anything." And she'd go, "Hey, will you help me run lines for this?" And he'd say to her, like, "Are there spoilers in this, or are these just normal lines?" And if there were spoilers, he wanted nothing to do with it. That's kind of cute.
Yeah,
I would
well,
be
it
the
was a
same
long time
way.
ago too. They were like barely dating at that point. It's
What,
been
when
what
Black Widow
7
was
years since
filmed?
they shot this movie.
It has, yes. The Shang-Chi trailer came out.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
looks
hefty
good.
trailer.
It is.
Uh,
They're selling me. It
it
continues to look good.
so at the end of the trailer, it looks like Wong is fighting Abomination in a fighting ring, kind of a thing.
See, I didn't see that at the end of the trailer. I got to watch the trailer again.
I had to go back and look, and it does. And if that is indeed Wong, could Abomination be a variant and Wong be there to scoop him up?
I don't
Could
know
he
that
be
we get
helping?
into that in. I don't think we get into the TVA in Shang-Chi.
Do you think that we get into the multiverse in Shang-Chi?
No,
Not at all?
no.
Maybe a little teaser here and there? Because I mean, this ties into a little bit of what you sent me
Well,
about WandaVision, and they went back and edited the final scene supposedly to become, they wanted it more in line with Sam Raimi's vision of Doctor Strange. That's why they added, it was mostly a bunch of scenery and stuff.
no. What it was
Was
is
there
you
more?
have to look closely. So it's the beginning of the end part when they go and they cut through the woods. If you
Spoiler.
look in the top left of the woods,
Hmm.
you see a ghost, like an invisible image, flying across the tree line with a cape that looks like
Oh,
Doctor Strange flying
okay.
towards her house.
I read it real quick because I was running late doing this tonight. What I read was that they added a lot of like scenery. There's a lot more trees. There's a lot, like they colored the scenery a little different, and that was to align it up with Sam Raimi's vision, his visual.
Right. It could be that, but
That
you
makes more
also can
sense.
then see that
Yeah.
image flying down, which might be in the movie, which they might have filmed now that they didn't have filmed when WandaVision finished.
Yes. Yeah. Well, so apparently that scene they did with a drone, and at one point in that scene, that drone shakes, and they got rid of that. They got rid of the
Hmm.
shake. Um.
It's the
Uh,
beauty with not having things in hard copy anywhere, right?
right.
Just change it whenever you want.
You can go back and do whatever you need to do. All right. So let me change this for those people. Oh, is that too much? Oh, that's a spoiler. Whatever. There we go. So I'm gonna sit here for a couple minutes because I forgot. That was a spoiler. Anyway,
Yeah, it is what it is.
look, we're at the end where we talk about
It's not a new spoiler. It's
Loki.
almost 2 weeks old.
Right. So we're gonna talk about Loki. If you have not seen episode 3 of Loki, Now's your chance to dip out, come back when you've seen it, rewatch everything, or just come back to this point in the show. It's at the 49-minute mark of the show, and you start watching from here. Watch it on YouTube, watch it on Facebook, on Twitch, listen to it on the podcast, wherever you want to go. Make sure you go somewhere to do it, though. So now I'm going to change my... I keep clicking the wrong thing. You don't want me to share my screen. All right. Do you remember far enough back to the second episode to talk about the second episode?
I do.
What did you think of the second episode? We'll start there.
I thought the second episode was good. I enjoyed it more than the first. It started moving the storyline, gave us a little more of a feel of what the show was going to be like. Mm-hmm. And I really liked how much they're giving Tom Hiddleston the chance to stretch out.
I love that he's getting a chance to really act and breathe life into this character than you've gotten to see over what he's done.
The concern I started to have that week, which continued, is the pacing is not for a 6-episode show.
Faster or shorter? The
pacing seems very slow for a show that's only going to run for 6 episodes. Specifically because even with all that, we really should have arrived where we did at the end of episode 2. Either at the beginning of episode 2 or at the end of episode 1 and made it a little bit longer. So I feel like there's a lot more filler in this show than there was in the other 2 series.
And this one's what? This one's 6, right?
I think all the shows are going to be the same length.
No, I mean
right. But this every episode of this show so far is about an hour.
Right, but is it 6 episodes?
It's 6 episodes. Well, they're all 6 hours, is what I was getting at.
Okay, so we're almost halfway through this now.
We are.
We are halfway.
Yeah,
through. We are halfway.
So that's why the pacing concerns me because, I've enjoyed that they haven't had to rush through anything in the other episode in the other series, but this one I feel like we're going so slow.
Right.
And I still don't know what the point of the show is. We're halfway through. I should get where do we need to get to?
So at the end of episode 2, you find out who the variant is, right? So we get that. That's a good, and we find out what she does, but not why yet. And even all through episode 3, you don't know why, what the motivation is, really. At all.
Well, it's to not get erased.
Right, but is causing all these breakouts. So I
don't know if that's a strong enough premise to carry a show.
Right. There's got to be something
concern,
deeper.
Right?
Right. There's got to be something deeper. In the first episode or in the second episode, the Oshkosh, Wisconsin setting is the birthplace of late Marvel editor and writer Mark Grunwald, who basically created the TVA.
He did. I don't remember that part of him. He wrote the best Captain America stories, in my opinion.
Walt Simonson created the Time Variance Authority and the Pages of Thor. He made all the members of the group look like Grunwald, who had a famously comprehensive knowledge of Marvel continuity. Yeah,
so Walt Simonson and Louise Simonson are 2 of the most prolific writers in comic books in the last 40 years.
Right.
There's some pretty cool interviews with them and everything. Walt Simonson invented Beta Ray Bill.
Okay. Wow.
He did a huge run on Thor. The 2 of them teamed up and did X Factor when it launched.
Okay.
They brought back the original X-Men characters. Louise Simonson did. She also created Power Pack. She had some great runs in DC on Teen Titans. She helped co-write Death of Superman.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, she was part of that Superman collective at that point. And Mark Grunwald had a phenomenal run on Captain America. He's the one that created U.S. Agent.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He did all that. That was his run in the 80s and early 90s on Captain America. That was phenomenal. So he tragically passed away. at like a fairly young age.
Oh, so them
Um,
going to Oshkosh is kind of a nice little nod to him.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
He
That's
passed away
cool.
like 20 years ago. Yeah, 25 years
Uh,
ago, I think now.
the song in the fight between Loki and the variant is "Holding Out for a Hero," which in 1985 would have been on the radio at the time. That's just okay, cool.
It's also in every movie trailer that's come out.
Yeah. Let's see. A monitor back at the TVA shows the removal of an unauthorized branch of time, lists the names of other places in the multiverse that the TVA is monitoring. One of the names visible is Nidavellir. That's where Thor got his axe.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what else. I'm zipping through this. Loki reads about the destruction of Asgard, which this Loki didn't know about because he was pulled out of the timeline before that actually happened to him.
But he did.
He was out of the timeline before Ragnarok happened.
No. But he found out in the first episode, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
But he's reading. It was a Class 7 apocalypse. I don't think he realized that all 9,000
The number of
Asgardians
people
died.
Right.
When they go look for the variant, they go to Roxcart, which is a part of the Roxxon
Right.
Energy Corporation that's been all over.
Mainly in Cloak and Dagger, ironically.
Right. Weird, right?
That was a great show, though. There's
a product placement for Arm & Hammer that could be maybe a little Mjolnir.
Could be a nod to Justin Hammer.
Could be a nod to Justin Hammer. It was the actual Arm & Hammer logo. And then at the end, the familiar locations from when the time stream erupts into chaos. This was the one I really wanted to get to. You'll spot references to Asgard, Vormir, where the Soul Stone was, Sakaar, where Thor went and fought Hulk.
Battleworld,
yeah. Titan,
which is where Thanos is from.
Ego, Star-Lord's father, Kurt Russell. Yep. Xandar from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yep.
Where the Nova course.
Yep. So they all popped up on the screen, which was kind of interesting.
Right, and what do you think the TVA is doing about all those now?
I think that they just,
that's a cooler show to me at this point, right?
Yes, I want to see that.
Show me how they're dealing with that.
Yes,
give me some TVA just to get behind.
So when we go to episode 3, Loki figures out that the variant Lady Loki is hiding in
apocalypses.
And they go to Pompeii to test out the theory.
Well, that was still in episode 2.
Was that in episode 2 where they went to Pompeii and they decided?
That was because the timeline exploding like that didn't happen until they found the variant.
That was funny. That was kind of funny. In episode 3, he actually goes after her because at the end of episode 2, he runs into the thing for her.
And we get some nice introductions to her with the comedy, and she's inhabiting bodies, and they're dragging out.
Yes.
When you find out that it's Lady Loki, like they kind of already alluded to earlier.
What did you think of episode 3? Did you like it as much as 2?
No. If you're a Doctor Who fan, episode 3 reminded me of like a mediocre episode of Doctor Who. Because it's 100% what it was. It was a lot of dialogue. It was, somebody well versed in time traveling with somebody not as well versed, and like, here's what we need to do. We need to go do this to do this. And it's not going to work out. Well, now we need plan B. It's 100% a Doctor Who episode.
I read that. I thought it was an interesting episode. I thought it was a little too drawn out.
I didn't need an hour of it.
There needs to be a huge payoff for this. At the end of the episode, they basically got, as far as everybody knows, they basically are screwed. The rocket ship explodes. They have no way off of this planet that's about to be destroyed. And The planet is Lamentus 1, I believe it is.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I mean, and the beginning of the episode was kind of cool when they were still falling through time
Yeah.
and chasing after each other, getting into fights and things like that. That was kind of neat. And I was hoping, all right, let's take that, and then we'll move on. But I still don't know. Are they going to work together or not going to work together? They just have to work together to get out of this planet now.
Yeah.
I don't have a sense of where we're going with the show, which is the part that I'm like,
Right. And then there's now the big theories are going around that she's not Loki, but she's the Enchantress, the Marvel's version of Enchantress.
MCU version.
Right.
Well, right. Who?
Right.
Yeah, we haven't directly met her before because they changed the backstory of Scourge the Executioner.
Mm-hmm.
Not Scourge. Yeah. He's typically works with the Enchantress. Is typically his backstory. Like he's in love with her, and the two of them are always together. But they didn't. They casted Hela instead.
There's a whole lot of tons of backstory, tons of my mother taught me this. How did you do that? Where's the time thing? And he hit it here, and then he hit it there, and then it's broken, and now they have no way off. But is it really broken, or is he just still screwing with her?
And I think a lot of the stuff from this episode is going to come back.
Yeah.
Where it's going to reference in all of these things where Loki trying to feel her out to figure out if she was really Loki, right? Is my guess.
Right. The big thing that everybody was talking about was Loki coming out as a bisexual during Pride Month. It's a huge big thing for them. For them being Disney to put a character like that front and center in one of their shows, because Disney's not known for doing that. They usually shy away from it. That was
it's one thing. It's one thing for him to say it. It's one thing if you actually see it.
Right.
It's two very different things.
There is, let's see, and then I don't know. There was a lot of fights. I mean, there's a bunch of Easter eggs, but nothing really to like blow you out of your water. It's a bunch of Loki mirrors Thor here. Loki does this, and she's got the one-horned helmet that I guess she had in the comics at some point. And
yeah, she's not that old in comic book lore, so I'm not really familiar with the character.
Right.
I'm not in my. I still haven't gotten to my Marvel reread. I'm still working through DC stuff because Rebirth is so much of a shit show over there that I'm like in the weeds.
Yeah. Loki gets drunk on the train.
Or does he?
Or pretends to get drunk on the train.
He's a god. Do you think they have their fizzy drink will make him drunk?
That's true. It's true. I thought it was a little too long for what they gave, unless it pays off over the next 3 episodes. And now you have to sit there and think, well, how are they going to get rescued? Obviously, they're not going to die. So it kind of feels like a wasted moment this early in the show.
Right, and they're gods, right?
Right. Well, I mean, they're gods, but he can't time travel at the blink of an eye.
But they can survive in outer space.
Yeah, but an apocalypse is different, right?
I mean, the planet blows up, but if they're in outer space, they should be fine.
I think he can still die. Maybe. But I guess I feel that this moment was wasted this early in the season. Because there's no stakes to it.
No, because there's 3 more episodes, and it's not going to be the Owen Wilson show for the next 3 weeks.
Right. Also, the showrunner has come out because people keep asking when the WoW is going to come, the Owen Wilson WoW, and she said he does not say that.
That's a shame.
At all in the show. But yeah, I mean, I guess so. Episode 4 is in 2 days, which will probably be the day this comes out on the podcast. And that's usually when they start the end credit stuff, right? Is usually episode 4 or 5 is when they start teasing after credit stuff.
I don't know, because like I said, we only have 6 episodes, so.
Well, when did they start teasing it in WandaVision?
WandaVision wasn't until like episode 8, the end credit stuff.
Yeah.
Like 6 or 7.
Okay. All right.
So it was late because our first end credit was Snoop's Gonna Snoop, right?
Right.
which was like episode 7, I want to say.
Okay. I mean,
And
I
Falcon
guess
Winter Soldier was the second to last episode when he was hammering on the
right.
shield.
I'm gonna assume that Mobius is gonna save them. It makes the most sense.
Yeah, we'll
But
see.
I mean,
Maybe we get a guest star.
maybe a Loki variant will save them. Maybe
It'll be
yeah, maybe.
what's her name? What's her name from Seinfeld? Maybe it'll be Elaine.
Oh, maybe it'll be Elaine. There you go.
U.S. agent's going to show up and save him.
That could be it.
With his wacky lead shield that he hammered out in his garage.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's it.
Oh, all right.
That's it for me. That's it for all I have.
Yeah, me too. I mean, look, as always, you can find me at jackkidmusic.com. See my schedule. Not too busy this coming week, but July. I'm a little bit everywhere. I'm down in Maryland. I'm out in where am I at? I'm in a few places. I'm in Pottstown. I'm in Maryland. I think I'm in Philly somewhere, maybe. If not, hopefully I will be. So yeah, you can find me at Jack Kid Music. You can find us as always on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can catch the show on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Please like and subscribe at any of those places. If you want to drop us a review on iTunes, we appreciate that too. Like Frank said, the podcast usually comes out midweek. So, tell a friend if they don't like watching the video and they'd rather do something while they're driving now that people are starting to commute again. Love for them to listen to us. If it's on iTunes, drop us a 5-star rating. That way more people get to hear about the show, which is awesome too. And as always, drop us a line in any of those places. Let us know what you want to hear about. We're happy to talk about something different, change it up.
Yes.
And other than that, we got to thank you all for finding the Geek Spot again this week.
Thank you. It's a great little thing to listen to on a long 4th of July commute with the family.
There you go.
That's it. Jack said everything I was going to say.
Bye.